But yeah, I think we can probably switch over to the Tesla specific article as well. Um, I think this most of this is kind of touched upon with the previous article, but
Yeah.
they're mainly just saying that Tesla's also working on,
But I
um,
don't understand the Tesla idea here because they're saying it's like just for like charging it in your garage,
right. Yeah.
which I don't see what is the advantage to tearing up your whole garage and putting a floor in when you could just get a wall mounted charger and then just plug it in and have it charge overnight at the regardless, and it'll be full in the morning. Like I just don't see
Yeah.
the point. It just
I
this is just gonna
think
seem like completely pointless. A lot of extra work and way more expensive for no payoff. I don't see what the
yeah.
reason is.
This seems like it's more of just like a engineering problem of like, ah yes, let's do this cuz it's fun. It doesn't it
Yeah.
doesn't seem
Like,
like
like, even if you're
practical.
like, "Oh, but it will charge faster," it's like, it really doesn't matter because
Yeah.
90% of the time, if somebody's charging an EV in their garage, it's because they're home for work, and they're just charging it overnight until they go to work next morning, so it doesn't
Right.
matter if it charges faster. It's gonna be sitting on that charger, a good,
Yeah.
like, 12 hours probably. So, like,
The
what's even, like, the point at that point? Like, I just don't see the point of, like I said, going through all that trouble of tearing up your whole garage just to install a wireless pad when you could just have a wall-mounted charger.
mhm.
It
Yeah,
makes no sense.
I think the only way that this would make sense is if you're at a company and your company gives you Teslas for some reason, and they're like, "Ah, yes,
Must be somebody's company.
we're just going to have like a bunch of these wireless charging mats or whatever set up in our specific garage." Right? So it's like your work garage, you
Yeah.
drive in for the day, and then while you're after you drive in, you're charging, right? You don't even have to think about it. So then the company doesn't
Does that
have
even
to
save,
like,
like, that much more space versus just having, like,
I don't think
a
so.
couple spots and then, like, a charging island and then a couple spots and, like, a charging island? Like, does it
I
really save that much extra space?
I
I don't
don't
see
think
I really
so.
just don't see a use case for it.
Yeah, so personally, like, I don't think so. Cause like the actual charging stations or whatever, they're not that big.
No, they're not at all.
So like if you have a regular charging station set up at your workplace and you use that, that's not going to be that much more. I don't think it's going to be more effective at all. I think it's just like, oh, it looks
You take up
cool.
a little bit more space, but
Yeah.
not worth it compared to the cost of tearing up the whole garage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's more of a novelty situation right now. So it's
Yeah,
either like a big business might do it if they have a bunch of EVs in their fleet for some reason,
yeah.
um, or someone who's already like super rich.
And a super EV enthusiast and was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, I'm gonna tear up my garage just to see what the technology's like." It's like, that's so ridiculous. Do
Yeah.
something better with your money, bro.
Yeah. So I agree. It's not the best, and I don't know. I think it might be a little bit of a waste of time right now.
I agree.
Uh, Like I think the roadway it makes more sense
Has more
than this.
potential.
Yeah, because this is just like, oh, you're gonna waste even more money because you don't want to plug in your car.
Yeah.
Like that's what
Like,
it
it's not even
is.
like it's a give the go out of your way or it's super tedious to
Yeah.
plug in your car in your garage. You literally take probably, like, what, 5 extra seconds
Mm-hmm.
to really, okay, like, without exaggerating, what, could it be 30 seconds? You just walk over to the wall mount, you take the charger out, and you put it in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like you're saving that much time or it's like, "Oh my god, this makes my life so much easier." It's not like
Yeah.
it's a hard or arduous thing to do to begin with, so I don't understand the point of this product.
Yeah, I mean that's also why they're probably still in development for it, right? It's not something that the public would really need or something that anyone would really like feasibly order a bunch of, right? I don't think this would be a successful item right now. I don't even know when it would
Let
be
him be a
viable.
successful item.
You know, when would it be viable? So, unless it's like you just place the mat over your garage or something.
That's not what it sounded like, though, in the
No, it's
article.
not. It's not right now. Like
Yeah.
if it was that, okay,
It's
then it would be
like a
more
rug that you could
viable.
put down and it will wireless charge, like how your
Yeah.
phones work. You put the phone on, like, the pad and
Yeah.
then it charges. If it was like that
Yeah.
for an EV, I could see okay, maybe there's some point to this. It's
Yeah.
like you just drive it over the mat and it starts charging. But
Hmm.
I just don't see being like, yeah, I want to tear up the entire concrete floor
Right.
to put in a couple cables.
Because also, what if you sell or trade your EV for like a normal car? That's not an EV
It's just
anymore.
then you waste all that money for nothing.
Yeah, it's just a waste. So,
At least like if it was a mat, when you sell the EV, you could sell the mat with it.
exactly. And I'm sure,
Yeah.
like, if they were to sell this, there's going to be a huge price tag associated with it as well.
Oh, obviously.
So like it's not going to be a feasible purchase for most people unless it's subsidized by the government in some way, which it
I
could be.
don't think this would be subsidized by the
I
government though.
mean,
This is definitely like a
EVs
private
were
garage thing.
right. EVs were for a long time in terms of like you could get like tax exemptions or like there were certain like things that you could do when you were buying
Hmm.
Teslas and stuff for a while. So I'm sure some of those still exist, but
You could do like you
um,
could use it as like a tax write-off or something.
yeah, potentially something like that.
Yeah, I guess I could see that, but like I don't think that there's a point doing that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that right now. So I think it's something that they're working on. I mean, I don't know if it's the most purposeful.
It's a thing that people are spending time and resources to develop.
Yeah,
That is most
honestly,
certainly true.
I'd prefer they just design a hybrid Tesla personally
Yeah.
than
Well, that
waste their
they
time.
released even like the third article talked about that,
Hmm.
how just people widely are going for hybrids over the EVs.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, I also don't know too many electric car companies outside of Tesla, right? And it's not
I think
something that
is
I.
Tesla the only one that's like predominantly electric? I feel like most just major car brands just have like an EV option. I don't
Yeah,
think there's anyone that's specialized entirely in electric cars like Tesla does.
yeah, I think that mainly is Tesla. There might be like some smaller companies that do similar stuff.
Yeah, Tesla's gonna be like the biggest EV only company, I would say though.
Yeah,
I know
I
like
agree with
Ford
you
does
there.
like an electric F-150. Like they basically just have electric versions of cars that already exist like these other companies. But there's no company that's
Hmm.
purely all EV like Tesla is. At least that's not as big and well known as Tesla.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.